Digital evangelism is really easy. Please remember to like, comment, and share this video. Also, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. All these things give us favor with the YouTube algorithm and help our content to be seen by more people. God bless.
So I just wanted to speak about something that happened in tutorial time this morning.
Okay.
So students were discussing, because in tutorial resources we kind of speak about lots of different topics, and today's topic was about the decision of Uganda introducing the death penalty for kind of aggravated homosexuality. And so Olivia's form tutor kind of was encouraging discussions and asking the students, what do you think about this? Do you agree with it? And then Olivia said, oh, it's their country. They can do what they like. I agree. And so Mr. Benet challenged her on that, about why she felt that way. And then Olivia then proceeded to say that being gay is a sin. She was referring to. She said it's a sin. So she said when she was challenged by her form tutor that by saying that being gay is a sin, that is a homophobic comment to make. Her understanding of being homophobic is hating gay people and kind of being violent or acts of hatred towards them. But
sorry, I'm just clearing my throat.
No, it's okay, no problem at all. But basically, because she was in tutorial time, and Olivia has outwardly said in that tutorial time that being gay is a sin. She has been given a day of 2 days in the inclusion room as a sanction for this. Why
has she been? I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Carry on. I'm listening. Sorry.
So I'm just about to explain.
Okay, right.
So I'm trying to. I've had a conversation with her this morning,
yes,
and I'll have another conversation with her at the end of the day today.
Okay.
Because we're trying to really explain to Olivia. You know, I said, break it down for me. What is a sin? Can you define what a sin is to me? And she said, oh, it's something kind of negative. It's something bad, and that if you do that, then you go to hell. And she explained it in that way. And so I was trying to make her understand that I completely respect her religious views, but by saying in the tutorial time that being gay is a sin, that is showing prejudice, and it's saying a negative thing about being gay. And as a Christian school and a Christian academy, as you're aware, part of our ethos is being kind and accepting of others. And so you have to appreciate that in that form room, you know, there may be students that are gay and they would feel quite uncomfortable in that situation. And for any kind of homophobic language or racist language, it's the same. We give a sanction of 2 days, and that's the reason why she's got a sanction of 2 days.
Okay, all right, okay. Have you finished, Miss Lynch?
Yeah, I finished.
Okay, all right. Olivia is she's not having the inclusion. Right? First of all, right, she was asked, right, her opinion, and she gave her honest opinion. I, for one, do not encourage any form of discrimination, right? And again, when she said it's a sin, she's coming from a religious perspective, as opposed to, you know, okay, this is what I personally feel. Now, if Mr. Barney, is that his name, did not want an opinion, then he should not have asked her. So basically, right, and don't get me wrong, I do hear what you're saying, right, that there may be some pupils in the class that may be, you know, gay. I do get that, and they may feel offended, right? But a question was asked of her, and I'm sure in your tutorial classes, right, or just generally with your pupils, you encourage them to speak their mind, right? Now, if she wasn't asked, she would not have said anything. So it's not like she's gone and she's, insulting, left, right, and center, be it a black person, a gay person, or whatever sort of person, be it whatever. She's not doing that. She's giving her honest opinion, and she's being penalized for that. And it's coming from a religious background. Because I'm not sure if you're a Christian, right? Now, this is my take, right? I'm a Christian, and we know in the Bible it's a sin. Then again, I'm not God. God judges. That doesn't mean we cannot love everyone, gay, straight, or whatever. God judges. But she was asked a question. So why is she being penalized for answering a question honestly? So I'm sorry, but I'm refusing that she does not do any inclusion. It's not fair. It's not fair. Mr. Barney should not have asked her that, and she's been saying to me for a while now. And you know, when she comes to me, and hold on, please, let me finish speaking, because you and I, we've talked about Mr. Barney the last time we spoke, and even before then, Olivia comes to me and she says, "Oh, Mr. Barney, she doesn't like the way he behaves. He's always in her face, you know, and it makes her feel uncomfortable." Now, this is not even to do with Mr. Barney, it can be anyone. Olivia she doesn't like it when people come into her space, even with her sister. You know, if her sister gets really, really close to her in her space, she gets easily irritated. You understand? And out of respect for Mr. Barney, you know, she may have a look on her face. She probably would not want to stand. Like I've told her, you dare not disrespect any of your teachers. You dare not, right? I've said that to her, right? But she may have a look on her face how will I put this now? Showing that she does not appreciate what is being done. So to me, it seems like she's being picked on. So, I'm sorry if I'm sounding this way, but I'm not happy and I'm upset that Olivia, right, is being given inclusion, which she's not going to do, and I'll put my foot down on that because she answered a question honestly. Then why ask her? Why ask her? Why ask her? No. Simple thing. Hold on. Do you know what? I would appreciate if, okay, do you know, you called her to the side and you asked her to try to understand, right? Then, okay, do you know what, Olivia, you know, you need to be sensitive and have that one-to-one with her, you know, and for it not to repeat itself again. And she wouldn't. But for her to just get inclusion, 2 days inclusion straight off the back like that, I'm sorry, she's not doing it. And I will tell her not to do it. And I will send an email to school because it's not fair.
Right, okay. I do hear your concerns. I do understand what you're saying. And I just want to make it really clear that it's not saying at all that, you know, Olivia is homophobic. It isn't that. But it's just trying to make her understand, because this morning she was very clear, well, in her picture of being homophobic is, oh, you have to hate gay people. And
that's not true. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. But that's not true. That's not true at all. Olivia, my daughter, right, is very aware of different how will I put this now? Sexual orientations. She's very aware. And Olivia, right, will not show any form of hatred, right?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that was her. Sorry, if you let me finish.
Okay,
I'm not
go on.
saying that she was showing hatred. I'm saying that was her understanding of what homophobia is. However, we're trying to make her understand that by saying in the tutor group to, you know, in front of the whole class, by saying it is a sin, that is, you know, inferring that being gay is something negative, and Jesus it is for
Christ
that reason.
I
understand. I understand your point of view. However, in line with our academy policy, we do give 2 days. She's
not going to observe it. So please, can you send my child home? She is not going to observe it. Now, let me ask you a question. It's a faith school, right? And you try to, like, you know, and I'm just paraphrasing now, balance different and accommodate different you know, should I say individuals, right, with sexual orientation, which is fine. But let's not forget that she goes to church. It's in the Bible. So what else? What if it's a faith school? Then what are you? Then what is being preached on here? So she's not making this up herself, for God's sake. And can I correct you? Can I correct you, please?
If you let me finish.
No. I was saying something.
I'm going to have to end this conversation now because I really don't appreciate your tone.
No. Okay, you don't appreciate. Okay, all right.
It's not a productive conversation.
It's not a productive conversation, right?
I've informed you of the incident.
Okay.
Still speaking.
Okay, she's not going to observe it. She's not going to observe it. So please, can you send that? She's not going to observe it. Can you please send my child home? She's not going to observe it, please.
I'll speak to you soon.
Book of Revelation foresees a time to come when, in modern day terms, Christians will be cancelled. We can already see this happening. I just put a little a picture here from an article, Christian baker sued again for refusing to bake cake. We have this term called canceling, right? Where someone says something that, the majority or a vocal minority don't believe in, and then they cancel that person. The beast system is closing in and trying to cancel the church. And the book of Revelation foresees this time. And the time is already here. The Bible is already, this time is already here. The Bible is already being talked about as being out of date, misogynistic, homophobic, and the like. This is not a new phenomenon. The early church suffered the same persecution from Rome before Constantine decided to co-opt Christianity into paganism and create papal Rome. This is not the first time that the church has been persecuted. This has happened before. There is nothing new under the sun. The ability of believers to buy and sell or to trade and to do business is already being hindered. This is why we as believers need to have our own kingdom economy. We need to have our own schools. We need to have our own supermarkets. We need to grow our own food. We need to build our own houses. We need to have our own land. But that's not what I'm going to go into today. Many churches that receive tax breaks as registered charities will lose their charity status, as the command from governments to recognize same-sex marriage and the LGBTQ lifestyle as legitimate and not antithetical to the Bible will mean some churches will be delegitimized by governments unless they confirm and adhere to ideology that contravenes scripture. We're already seeing in certain situations that the church or the mainstream churches are conforming to this LGBTQ agenda. And we know many of our churches have charity status, they receive tax breaks, and many of them would not be able to actually continue unless they have this status. The time is coming when the governments will ask churches, or they will force churches to take the mark of the beast, to conform to the system of this world and to bless things that the Bible says we shouldn't bless. And if they don't do it, they're going to take away their protected status. I saw a hand raised. Does someone have a question? If not, okay, we can move on. I don't mind questions. You can interrupt me at any time. I can't see any faces, so please do raise your hand. So let's get into the education system. So I just want to show to you some articles. So I'm here to create some awareness. So this is an article where it says, mom fuming as daughter 13 gets binder at school and is urged not to tell parents. A Maine mom has called for an investigation into her 13-year-old daughter's school after she claims a social worker gave the teen daughter a gender transitioning device known as a chest binder and encouraged her to keep it a secret from her parents. A chest binder is a thing that they put on women to bind their breasts, to flatten it so that it stops their breasts from growing. They gave this to a 13-year-old girl. Amber Levine, and they didn't tell her parents. Amber Levine of Damariscotta told the National Review that she found her daughter's chest flattening garment in December and confronted the teen who claimed a friend gave it to her. I want you to think long and hard if there's anything else you want to share with me about this, because I'm going to reach out to your friend's mom, Levine told her daughter. The girl then admitted she got the device at the Great Salt Bay Community School, where she had been reassigned to a new social worker, Samuel Roy, according to the outlet. But the school officials never informed the mother, and Roy never reached out to her, according to the National Review. So this girl has gone to school. They've reassigned her a new social worker. The social worker, she's obviously had a conversation with the social worker about what she thinks about her gender. And the social worker has given her a chest binder device to bind her breasts that they won't grow, and never informed the parents. This is what the beast system is doing and is trying to do. And we need to be aware of what's going on. We need to think about our own Christian schools. We need to think about building them and sending our children to them. There's more. This is here in Canada. Lily high school student suspended, arrested for saying there are only two genders. And this is a Catholic school. We know that's not the true church, but even in a Catholic school. In the name of diversity, a Catholic school in Renfrew suspended a student and had him arrested for saying there are only two genders. On Monday, Alexander returned to class and was promptly met by the vice principal, arrested by 2 local police officers and charged with trespassing. The now seemingly former student of St. Joseph's Catholic High School told the National Post in an interview that he made comments during a class discussion on gender. It was about male students using female washrooms, gender dysphoria, and male breastfeeding. Everyone was sharing their opinion on it. Any student who wanted to was participating, including the teacher, Alexander said. I said there are only 2 genders, and you were born either male or female. And that got me into trouble. And then I said that gender doesn't trump biology. So a student told the truth in his supposedly Christian school, and they suspended him. This is here in Canada again. Oakville teacher who wore prosthetic breasts not likely to be subject to dress code, school board review fines. This is a teacher in a classroom in a school, and the students were so outraged they took a picture and it got to social media. An Oakville high school teacher who made headlines around the world for wearing large prosthetic breasts to class is not likely to be subject to a dress code when on the job, according to a school board review. They recommended against adopting a system-wide dress code for staffers, suggesting it would potentially spark human rights violations. What about the rights of the children? They could not tell this man to stop this foolishness and dress differently because they were worried about sparking human rights violations. If you think the devil is playing with you or your children, you have another thing coming. Now, please tell me if you can't hear this. I want to play this video. This is very shocking, but you need to hear it.
Yes, before I finish my sentence. He's pulling off my t-shirt, laughing when I can't undo his shirt buttons. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing. Again, we're rolling over. Obviously, you can see where this is going. I don't know if it's because we're feeling especially emotional or just tired, or these past couple of weeks have been too much. But this reminds me so much of the first time we had sex. We were both terrified, and the whole thing was kind of terrible because we didn't know what we were doing. But it was good too, so good, because we were a mess of emotions, and we were scared and excited, and everything felt new. So this sort of feels like that. Nick touches me like he's scared that any minute. Now, this book was at my middle school, and it was on a stand. When I rented it out to show my dad it, the librarian asked if I wanted more and if I wanted a graphic novel version.
So this is a child who has picked up a homosexual book at school, and the librarian has asked him, does he want a graphic novel version, which is basically the version with pictures. This was on a middle school library shelf. This is what the system, the beast system, is trying to do to our children. This is what it's trying to expose them to.
Yes.
I put here, one of the aims of the education system is to turn our children against us by teaching them antichrist philosophy. They want them to become the enemy within. What the enemy is trying to do through the school system is trying to teach them a way of life, teach them philosophies, teach them antichrist beliefs, so that your very own children is going to turn against you and come home and tell you that John can have 2 dads, and that because you don't believe in that, you're a bigot and you're wrong and you're out of order. Everything that you're teaching them, or you should be teaching them at home, everything that you're teaching them at church, the enemy is trying to reverse and teach them the complete opposite. You cannot trust the schools to educate your children. We should have had more Christian schools. We should have had more apostolic schools, but we don't. But now is the time. Teachers, you need to think about that. People who are going into university, think about teaching in Christian schools. Think about creating a Christian school. Children, think about what you're studying. Think about ask God what you should study and how you can benefit the kingdom with what you study. We cannot rely on the world to train and educate our children. It's time for a mindset change. Jesus said, occupy till I come, do business. We need to think about how we're going to live soberly and righteously in this present world. Sometimes church is just only telling you, you need to get to heaven. Yes, you need to get to heaven. If you stay in Christ, you're going to go to heaven. You need to think about how you're going to live in this world right now. This is the time we are living. It's a time of wickedness and filthiness and perversion.